Maria Thompson mopped the floor of the server room, her sleeves rolled up, headphones clamped over her ears as Jordan Pierce loomed nearby. "Still pretending you belong here?" he sneered, snapping a photo of her crouched beside a humming rack of servers. "This isn't the janitor's closet, though maybe you'd prefer it." Laughter erupted from a cluster of coders nearby. Maria didn't flinch. Her eyes flicked to a blinking red light on the wall, a security camera recording everything. Why wasn't she fighting back? Why was she smiling? Jordan's phone buzzed with likes as he live-streamed Maria's every move. "Watch this," he muttered, nudging a half-empty coffee cup off the edge of a desk. It crashed beside her, brown liquid spreading across the floor. "Oops, guess you'll need to mop twice today." The chat exploded with comments. "She's still here? LMAO, this is better than code." Maria didn't look up. She wiped the spill, tossed the rag into her bucket, and straightened. Her silence was unnerving. Across the room, Ethan Blackwood observed from his glass office, arms crossed. He'd hired her himself. Why? The coders sneered, but no one dared ask. Jordan leaned into the camera. "Meet the company's newest feature, free janitorial therapy." Laughter rippled. Maria's fingers brushed the server rack again, lingering a second too long. A faint hum resonated beneath her touch. Outside the window, rain blurred the skyline. Inside, the air felt charged. Who was this woman, and why did she seem waiting? Maria's uniform hung loosely on her frame, stiff cotton, faded blue, a name tag that read Janitor in bold black letters. Jordan Pierce, in his tailored blazer and polished loafers, could have been a CEO himself. Instead, he stood over her like a schoolyard bully, phone raised. "You ever think about retiring from humiliation?" he asked, voice dripping with mock sympathy. "This gig's gotta hurt your pride." Maria didn't respond. She never did. Her hands moved methodically, wiping a speck of dust from the server rack, adjusting a cable no one else noticed was frayed. The coders snickered, but their laughter faltered as she turned to face them. Her eyes, sharp and unflinching, met Jordan's. For a heartbeat, he hesitated. Then she looked away, shoulders slack as if conceding defeat. Outside the server room, a flicker of movement. Ethan Blackwood watched through the glass, his reflection merging with the storm-dark sky. He'd hired her 3 months ago, against every instinct. Why? The question gnawed at him, a flashback, grainy, half-remembered. A dimly lit basement, a keyboard clacking in the dark, a screen glowing with lines of code. ViperX, a voice whispered, a name etched into tech folklore, a ghost who'd built systems worth billions before vanishing. The memory dissolved. Maria was just Maria. Or was she? She paused, fingers grazing the security camera mounted near the door. A whisper of a smile touched her lips. Jordan noticed. "What's so funny?" he snapped. "Nothing," she said quietly. "Just wondering how long you'll keep embarrassing yourself." The room stiffened. Jordan's laugh cracked like a nervous tick. "Yeah? You gonna fix that?" She bent to lift her mop bucket, revealing a figure in the hallway, a young intern, clutching a stack of notebooks, face pale. Jordan's smirk returned. "You teaching this one how to mop too?" Maria glanced at the intern, softening. "She's learning," she said. Unlike some people, the intern stepped forward, voice trembling. "She helped me debug my project last week." Jordan's jaw tightened. Maria walked away, mop trailing behind her, leaving the interns and the coders suspended in silence. The camera light blinked red, always watching. The live stream had gone viral. Within hours, thousands of viewers flooded Jordan's feed, watching Maria mop in silence. "How much do you think she's paid to act like this?" Jordan joked. panning his phone to the coders clustered behind him. "Minimum wage to pretend she's one of us?" Laughter erupted. A comment flashed on screen. "She's a janitor, not a genius. Wake up, Jordan." He grinned. "Amen to that." Maria moved through the room like a ghost, her mop trailing behind her. She paused only when a coder shoved past, knocking her bucket over. Water pooled at her feet. "Oops," the man muttered. "Guess your cleaning license expired." The group snickered. Maria didn't speak. She knelt, wiped the spill, and stood, her face unreadable. Jordan zoomed in on her hands, calloused, steady, as if searching for a crack in her composure. Then came the napkin. Someone pinned it to her workstation with a magnet. "Charity case special." The coders high-fived. "She's probably here because HR felt bad," one sneered. "Imagine thinking you can hack servers in a janitor's uniform." The intern who'd defended Maria earlier shrank into the shadows, clutching her notebook. Jordan noticed. "You defending your mop mentor?" he asked, aiming his phone at her. "She teach you how to code and clean?" The intern's face flushed crimson. Maria turned. "Ignore them," she said quietly. "They're just afraid." "Afraid? Of what?" Jordan snapped. Maria met his gaze. "That someone who doesn't look like you might know more than you." The room tensed. For a heartbeat, even the live stream chat fell silent. Then Jordan barked a laugh. "Oh, she's got so much to learn." He gestured to the servers. "Bet you don't even know what these do." Maria glanced at the blinking lights, her eyes flicking to a port that had been misaligned since yesterday. Without a word, she reached out and fixed it. The server hummed, stabilizing. A coder frowned. "Wait, was that coincidence?" Jordan cut in. "Or maybe she's just lucky." The live stream continued. More co-workers joined the crowd, some filming, others whispering. A woman in marketing posted a meme, Maria's face photoshopped onto a mop handle. "Corporate's newest mascot," it read. Likes poured in. Jordan thrived on the energy. "Let's make this official," he declared, pulling a soda from his desk. He stepped toward Maria, arm raised. "Time for your break." The can tipped. Liquid drenched her shoulder. Gasps rippled through the room. The intern flinched. Jordan grinned, wider. "Oops, guess you'll need to mop twice today." Maria didn't move. Her shirt darkened, the stain spreading like a target. She looked down, then up, her expression finally shifting. Not anger, not fear, but something colder, calculating. Her fingers brushed the security camera again, lingering. Jordan's smile wavered. "What?" he challenged. "Gonna cry? Quit?" Maria shook her head. "No." She reached for her mop, wrung it out, and walked away, leaving a trail of wet tiles behind her. The coders watched, uneasy now. The live stream chat buzzed. "She's not reacting?" one viewer typed. "This is fake, right?" Outside the window, thunder rolled. Inside, the tension thickened. The camera light blinked red. Always watching. The door slammed open. Ethan Blackwood strode into the server room, his charcoal suit cutting through the tension like a blade. The coders fell silent. Jordan Pierce straightened, his smirk faltering as Ethan's gaze swept the room. He paused at Maria, who stood motionless, mop in hand, her damp shirt clinging to her shoulder. For a heartbeat, no one spoke. Then Ethan turned to the crowd. "Everyone out! Now!" The coders hesitated. Jordan opened his mouth to protest, but Ethan's glare silenced him. One by one, they filed out, muttering. The intern lingered until Maria gave a barely perceptible nod. She left too, casting a final glance at the security camera. The door clicked shut. Ethan exhaled, his posture softening. "Maria," he said, voice quieter now. "You didn't have to let this go this far." She shrugged. I wanted to see how far they'd go. Her eyes flicked to the blinking red light. Looks like we have proof, Jordan scoffed. Proof of what? That she mops while we work? His phone buzzed, a flood of messages from coworkers asking what was happening. He hated how small his voice sounded. Ethan ignored him, stepping closer to Maria. You're sure? He asked. This changes everything? It changes nothing, Maria replied. They just need to know who really built their world. Jordan laughed, sharp and brittle. Built what? You've been here 3 months? He gestured wildly at the servers. We designed this system, You didn't design anything, Ethan cut in. His voice was steady, but there was steel beneath it. You've been tweaking code written by someone you'd never believe. Jordan's face flushed. What are you talking about? Ethan turned to him, slow and deliberate. Maria Thompson isn't just a janitor. She's ViperX. Silence. Jordan barked a laugh. Yeah, right. ViperX is a myth. A ghost. No one even knows if that person was real. His voice rose, frantic. You expect me to believe she's the hacker who wrote the framework for every AI system we use? That's insane! Ethan reached into his briefcase, pulling out a folder. He flipped it open, revealing a faded printout of a screen. Lines of code, time-stamped nearly 2 decades earlier. At the bottom, a signature glowed. In pixelated letters, ViperX. This is the original architecture for our core system, Ethan said. Written by Maria. Before you were even born. Jordan staggered back. No way, that's not... He grabbed his phone, scrolling furiously. A Wikipedia page. A Reddit thread. Mentions of ViperX's disappearance after a data breach. Scandal that had rocked Silicon Valley. You're lying, he hissed. She's too young. This is a setup. Maria finally smiled. Small, sad. I changed my name, my hair, my clothes, but not the code. She stepped toward the servers, fingers grazing a panel. You kept adding layers thinking you were improving it. But the foundation? That was mine. Still is. Jordan shook his head, muttering, No. Ethan pressed on. I hired her to fix what you broke. You and your team. Your arrogance blinded you. You thought you'd outgrown the system, but you never understood it. He gestured to the servers. Maria built this, and you treated her like trash. The room felt smaller suddenly. Jordan's phone buzzed again. A notification from the live stream. Hundreds of comments. WTF? Jordan's gonna cry. She's ViperX? Maria tilted her head, studying him. You asked why I smiled when you humiliated me. That's why. You proved I was right. About what? Jordan spat. That talent doesn't matter if you've got no character. The words hung in the air. Outside, thunder cracked. The security camera blinked red. Always watching. Ethan stepped to the nearest terminal, fingers flying across the keyboard. The server room's overhead lights dimmed, and a massive screen flickered to life on the wall. Jordan leaned forward, his face pale but defiant. What's this? Another fake? He sneered. No, Ethan said flatly. This is the truth. He hit a key. The screen split into 4 grainy feeds. The timestamp read, 03:14 p.m., 3 days prior. Maria stood at the far left feed, mopping the floor. In the center, Jordan, paced near the servers, phone raised as he live-streamed. The rightmost feed showed the intern, hunched over a desk, scribbling notes. The bottom feed focused on the security camera's unblinking red eye. You think this proves anything? Jordan spat. She's just cleaning. Ethan pressed play. Maria's figure paused mid-motion. Her hand drifted toward a server rack, fingers adjusting a misaligned port. The system hummed, stabilizing. Jordan's voice cut through the silence. Bet you don't even know what these do. On screen, Maria glanced up, her lips moving silently. You'll learn soon enough, Jordan flinched. "That's edited," he barked. "She didn't say that." Ethan froze the frame. "Check the logs," he said, tossing a tablet to the nearest coder. The woman scrolled, her face draining. "The server did stabilize," she whispered. "Right after she touched it." Jordan backed away. "Coincidence! She's lucky." Ethan clicked to another timestamp. 04:27 p.m., 1 hour prior. The feed showed Maria's bucket overturned, water pooling around her feet. The coder's laughter echoed through the room's speakers as Jordan's voice boomed, "Oops, guess you'll need to mop twice today." The napkin labeled Charity Case Special fluttered into frame. Gasps rippled through the room. The intern stepped forward, trembling. "He's the one who spilled the soda," she blurted. "He planned it. I saw him." Jordan spun on her. "Shut up! You don't know what you're talking about." Ethan advanced the footage. Maria knelt, wiped the spill, and stood. Her eyes lifted to the camera, steady, unflinching, as if she'd known this moment would come. The feed zoomed in, her fingers brushing the camera's housing, a subtle flicker of defiance. "She knew," someone whispered. "She knew this was being recorded." Jordan's phone buzzed violently. A notification flashed, a screenshot of his live stream chat. "WTF? Jordan's gonna get fired. She's ViperX? No way!" "He's a monster." His hands shook. "This is a witch hunt," he rasped. "You're all in on this." Ethan ignored him, pulling up a final feed. 09:02 a.m., day 1, Maria's first day. The footage showed her walking past the servers, pausing to type a command into a terminal. The system acknowledged her credentials. Access granted, administrator. Jordan staggered back. "No, that's impossible." "You never checked her." "Clearance," Ethan said coldly. "You assumed she was beneath you. So did everyone else." He turned to the remaining coders. "How many times did she fix your mistakes? How many crashes did she prevent while you mocked her?" A junior developer spoke up, voice trembling. "Last week, my code crashed the test environment. I thought it was a glitch, but when I came, in the next morning it was fixed. No note, no credit." He stared at Maria. "Was that you?" She nodded. "You were close, just needed a second pass." The room splintered into chaos. "She's ViperX." "We're idiots. Jordan's gonna lose his job." Jordan clutched his head, muttering, "This can't be real. This can't—" Ethan silenced the room with a glare. "The proof is here," he said, tapping the screen. "Maria built this system. She rebuilt it after you broke it. And you treated her like trash." His voice sharpened. "Now you answer to her." The camera light blinked red. "Always watching." The room buzzed with disbelief, the weight of the footage still settling like dust after an explosion. Jordan's hands trembled as he stared at the screen, his reflection warped in its glow. This doesn't prove anything," he muttered, voice cracking. "She could have faked those logs, hacked the system." Maria finally spoke, her tone as steady as the hum of the servers. "You're right. I could have." She stepped forward, wringing her mop last time before leaning on it like a scepter. "But I didn't." Ethan turned to her, brow furrowed. "Maria, you said you wanted to expose them. But why let it go this far?" Her lips curved into a smile, thin, sharp, and ancient all at once. "Because proving I'm ViperX wasn't enough. I needed them to admit what they really are." She gestured to Jordan. "And I needed them to do it on record." Jordan recoiled. "What are you talking about?" Ethan froze. A memory flickered, a detail he'd overlooked. Maria's resume submitted anonymously. The clause buried in her contract. Full access to all systems, including surveillance infrastructure. His eyes darted to the blinking security camera. "You controlled the feeds," he whispered. Maria tilted her head. "Since day one." The room gasped. Coders stumbled back as if the floor had tilted. The intern's breath hitched. "You mean you knew they'd humiliate you? And you let it happen?" "I did more than let it happen," Maria said. "I invited it." She tapped the screen, rewinding the footage. Her own face filled the frame, calm, deliberate, as she adjusted the misaligned server port days earlier. "That mistake you fixed?" she said to a stunned developer. "I made it, to see if you'd notice." "You... what?" Jordan choked. Maria advanced the feed to the moment she'd brushed the security camera. "This wasn't just recording," she said. "It was broadcasting, live." She glanced at Ethan. "Didn't you wonder why the board approved my hire without questions?" Ethan stiffened. "The board? I thought you came in under my authority." "You did," Maria said, "but the board signed off because I asked them to." Silence. Jordan's phone buzzed, a notification from the company's internal network. A document flashed on screen, flagged as classified, board meeting minutes, confidential. The interns leaned closer. The title read, "Ownership Transfer Proposal, ViperX LLC to Blackwood Tech." Ethan staggered. "You're a shareholder?" "I'm the majority shareholder," Maria said. "Have been for years, through shell companies. You never knew ViperX was watching." The room erupted into chaos. "She owns us? Jordan's gonna die. We're all gonna jail." Jordan clutched his hair, screaming, "This is a lie! A setup!" Maria's voice cut through the noise, cold and final. "You wanted proof? Here's the last piece." She tapped the terminal. The screen shifted to a live feed, a sleek conference room hundreds of miles away. A figure appeared on screen, a woman in a tailored suit, her face eerily familiar. ViperX Jordan screamed, "Another fake!" "No," Ethan breathed. That's her. The original ViperX," Maria smiled. "Wrong! That's me!" The feed zoomed in. The woman's face matched Maria's, but older, harder, her hair jet black instead of brown. She raised a hand, fingers adorned with a ring Maria now wore. The same ring glinted on screen. "Maria Thompson is ViperX," the woman said, her voice identical to Maria's. "And this company is hers. I made sure of it." The interns gasped. Jordan collapsed to his knees, muttering, "No, no, no." Maria knelt beside him, her voice softening. "You asked why I smiled when you humiliated me. It wasn't just because of the code, it was because you proved I was right about something bigger." She stood, eyes sweeping the room. "Character matters more than talent. And yours?" She shook her head. "Failed the test." The camera light blinked red, always watching. Maria stepped aside as Ethan took the terminal, his fingers hovering over the keyboard like a judge's gavel. The screen flickered, displaying a list of names, Jordan's allies, the coders who'd laughed, the interns who'd filmed. Each name glowed beside a timestamp, a quote, a damning screenshot. "Every act of cruelty was recorded," Ethan said, voice ironclad. "Every lie, every cowardly joke." Jordan scrambled to his feet, face mottled. "You can't do this! This is legal," Maria interrupted, calm as a blade. "Ethical, necessary." She gestured to the feed of the boardroom, where her older self watched, silent and regal. "The company belongs to ViperX. That means it belongs to me. And I don't tolerate parasites," Ethan scrolled. "Jordan Pierce," he read aloud. "Live-streamed harassment, tampering with evidence, fraudulent claims of technical superiority." He paused, eyes locking with Jordan's. "Effective immediately. You're terminated. Your credentials are revoked. Your contracts are void. You're banned from all affiliated platforms." Jordan lurched forward. "You can't We can," Maria said. "And we will." Two security guards entered, their presence a thunderclap. Jordan recoiled, but they seized his arms, dragging him toward the door. "You're ruining me!" he shrieked. "This is ruin!" His voice fractured as the door slammed shut. Ethan continued. Daniel Cho, Rachel Kim, Mark Lin, all of you colluded in this abuse. Your roles are terminated. Effective now. The coders stumbled back, pleading, bargaining, vanishing under the weight of their own digital ghosts. Maria turned to the intern, the only one who'd shown kindness. Your name? Ava, the girl whispered. Ava, Maria repeated, as if branding the name into the room. Forwarded complaints to HR, intervened when she could, documented everything. She handed Ava a tablet, its screen glowing with a new title. Senior Systems Architect. Immediate promotion. You've earned it, Ava choked up, clutching the device as the remaining employees stared, hollow-eyed. Maria faced the camera one last time. Character matters more than talent, she said, echoing her own words. And today, yours failed the test. The guards escorted the last of them out. Silence pooled in the server room, broken only by the hum of machines. The camera blinked. Red. Always watching. Maria watched the door close behind the last of the antagonists. The server room felt quieter now, the hum of machines a steady pulse beneath the silence. Ethan turned to her, his voice softer. You could have taken over the company, rewritten everything. She shook her head, adjusting her mop grip. Power's not the goal, integrity is. Her eyes drifted to Ava, who clutched her promotion. Tablet, like a lifeline. You stayed kind when it mattered, Maria added. That's what earned you this, not talent. Ava nodded, voice trembling. Why let them hurt you? Just to prove a point? Maria smiled faintly. They needed to see themselves clearly. Sometimes the mirror has to be unbreakable. She glanced at the security camera one last time. Its red light blinked, a silent witness to justice. Ethan exhaled, shaking his head. The board will want answers, a statement. Tell them the truth, Maria said. Character is how you treat those you believe can do nothing for you. She walked toward the exit, her footsteps fading. And remind them, the best systems aren't built on code. They're built on respect. The door swung shut. The servers hummed on. The camera blinked red, always watching. The screen flickered. On-screen text burned white against black. Character is how you treat those you believe can do nothing for you. A heartbeat later, Maria's face filled the frame. No mop, no uniform, just her steady gaze meeting the camera. You saw what they did, she said, voice quiet but unshakable. Now ask yourself, who would you have been in this room? The feed cut to the security camera's final angle, Jordan's humiliation, the coder's silence, Ava's quiet hope, all framed beneath the blinking red eye. The words, "Share if you stand with the unseen," flashed. Outside the server room, Maria paused, glancing back. The servers hummed, unchanged. The system endured, not because of code, but because of choices. She turned away, disappearing down the hallway as the camera blinked red. Always watching. A final line lingered on screen. Justice isn't revenge, it's clarity, pass it on.